Galaxy soap with yes, I blocked them as soon as they came in. It's a bot account DOSing. whole galaxy and little moon stars behind it. So it looks like the car's sitting on the grass with a whole galaxy behind the little Hot Wheels car. And then we'd actually get a toy car. And he can just pop out of the cell. Like that. Let's do that. And green's his favorite color, so we'll get him green Hot Wheel cars.
Hello! How is everyone? I'm hoping you can hear my music and me. Doo, 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 doo. Okay. Hey country. Hey Tina. Trying to see if there's anything else I missed. Don't think so. Hello, all the peoples. Hey, look! My shirt, my pride. Look, shirt. Okay, done. It was the same. Ooh, I'm wearing my own merch. My own merch. Today we're gonna be MICA-ing it up. A lot. All the MICAs. Because I need to get... Yeah, I know, right? I am a show-off. That's me. I need to... I need to work on the samples for King. So, for King's Creations. Hey! Ooh, Sterling. Hey, can I get a shout out, please, for King's Creations? And... Oops, wrong one. Wrong thing! Stop clicking on the wrong things. Sterling, I don't know where you sent me the picture. You're gonna get a Mrs. OEF hoodie? That sounds cool. Sterling, I didn't get the photo. Did you send it via Twitch, Discord, carrier pigeon? Thanks, Tina. I do not know where it is. Okay, I'm going to shut this thing down. Because I think we're about to get raided. Apparently her closed caption is calling me RC instead of artsy. That's funny. Am I still on there? Let's see. About to go on a Wally World run. Wish me luck. Yeah, good. Bless. Braver than I am. Oh, Wonder King's Creations? Shirley, what channel did you send it in? I take a dog and a Zap Zap with me. Oh. Oh my goodness, we got raided. Ah, hello raiders. Welcome. Welcome. How are you? Long time no see. Thank you for the follow, Lady Brittany. Appreciate you. How are you all doing? I don't know if that counts as a raid call. Whatever, it's fine. I knew you were coming. I knew. Oh hi. Long time no see. Dear Twitch, stop unfollowing my friends. The heck, yeah, you know, it just means that my number over there is gonna grow again. Thank you, Tina. Can I also get a shout out for Roz? 100 artist raid, yay! Is my 100 artist thing up? Okay. Whew. How are you? I am just dandy. I am already covered in mica powders. So I'm feeling very sparkly. Very sparkly. And we're going to do a whole lot of examples. Gonna go put ice on my face. Why do you need ice on your face? Because it's so hot in the room. Got it. Ice on my face, so raid and run for me. Love your face. Go cool it down. Oh, your eye is messed up. Have Mr. look at it. Feeling sparkly is always the best. Yes. Just don't get the mica powders in your eyeballs. Look, everybody. It's my painting. I painted this. Yay! My merch. Yay! So I'm trying to real quick find a picture that Sterling B. Did I say that right? Sterling B. Yep. That Sterling B sent me of my. Ooh. Can I share? May I share? So I won a cup from Sterling in King's Creations stream a little bit ago. And I am not I need teacher cups. I need teacher cups because I don't have any teacher cups. So I asked Sterling to make me some teacher cups, but I am not a traditional teacher, I guess you could say. So I asked for a kind of out of the box. Artsy wins all the cups. I really have been very fortunate. That's not what I wanted. I have been very fortunate that I have won several. So let me show you what Sterling is like in the process of making. Boop. Let me turn it on now. There we go. Cups are better out of the box. In the box makes them much more difficult to drink from. Which is true. So you guys know, y'all know that I love my hexagons. And so hexagons are definitely going to be a part of my cup. And I love galaxies, and I love purples and blues, so, and pinks. So I'm really excited about this one. I asked Sterling to give me a little bit of insight, you know, keep me filled in for just a little bit. But then I think in a little while I'm gonna just be like, okay, don't tell me anymore, just do it. So we'll see. But I'm excited about the hexagons, like stupid excited. And I'm going to have my teacher name on it instead of Archie Chickadee, because my students don't need to know that. So, I'm excited, Sterling, thank you. And Sterling was able to, I think this is the one that Sterling was able to get me one with a handle, or some sort of loopy things that I can hang it from my, like, I can hold it by a strap. Because otherwise I drop stuff. And I don't want to drop this because that would be sad. So, so for those of you who do not know, oh, some of you don't know me. Hi, I'm Artsy. I'm an art teacher by day. I'm on summer break for the next 2 weeks. Then we get to go back. Yay! Real name is not Artsy Chickadee. Anyway, yeah. I guess I'm considered a variety streamer. I do all sorts of different things. I was teaching myself how to paint with watercolor. That was my original intent. And then I've started adding in all of the other crafts and things. Yeah, it's really I'm super excited about it. Like, so I do watercolor. I've done I don't know you. I do watercolor. I do gouache. I make miniatures. I am doing stuff with alcohol ink and powder and mica powder. Yeah, I try all sorts of things. Hello, I know your name. Yes. Our teacher by day, but at night a mild-mannered streamer for a major metropolitan newspaper. Wait. Wait, I don't know you? Well, Twitch seems to think you don't know me. Because Twitch is rude and... Hey, B! And Twitch made it so that you weren't following me anymore. Because Twitch is rude. Twitch is rude. Twitch is dumb AF. Fair. Trying to get my chat bot to a size that I can actually be happy with. So that it looks like I'm actually looking at the camera and talking to you instead of talking to a box. Anyway. So, King from... Twitch has unfollowed me from so many people. Yeah, they do that. In with the raid while AFK. Welcome. So, King from King's Creations has... All of these mica powders are going to be available on his website. One of the issues that he was having with the micas is that you can't really, like, just by looking at the container, you can't really tell what that, I mean, you can kind of tell what it looks like, but it looks different on a white surface versus a black surface. So I came up with these tiles that I am painting for him. This is the white, and there's the black. Because they look... I mean, this is not exactly the best example. Hold on, let me show you a better example. This one. Okay, so there's the white side. Alright, and there's the black. They look completely different depending upon what their undercoat is, what their base is. So he's commissioned me to create little tiles for every mica powder every regular mica powder that they have. I'm not doing the chameleons, but I'm doing all the other ones. Or I'm sorry, the super chameleons. Not doing those. So I have started working on those today. And I can't tell if I sealed that side or not. I am doing this the very fancy, ever so fancy way of sealing them with, you know, nail polish. This looks like pretty makeup eyeshadow. They actually can be used as, they are pharmaceutical grade, so they could actually be used as makeup. Hold on. There we go. Yep. Yeah, they totally could be. Okay. So the process with this is, and I thought I did this on another stream, apparently I did not. which sucks because I couldn't go back and watch the VOD. Put the mica powder on. I blend it in with my finger. I'm actually going to write what kind it is, like the number, because King sent me all of these with, they are all numbered now, and they weren't numbered for a little bit. So like this is KC 72. So we'll let that dry, and then I'm going to put a coat of just regular LA Colors base coat on it. Because originally I was going to do, I was thinking of doing I was doing resin over it. And I decided that was weighing way too extra. And I am legit covered in, this is all mica powder. Mica powder, mica powder, mica powder. All over me. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay, so I need to, this one I think I finished. Yeah. So this is my drawer of like ones that I'm done with. There are like 32 of these, I think, altogether. Oh, I forgot there's one other thing I do. So this is the blank side. I spray it with alcohol. Just to give the powder something, the mica something to like sit in. Thanks. Look familiar? Thanks, B. Okay, so hold on, I'm going to change the camera a little bit. There. That way you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. So how have you guys been? What have you done today? Did you have a good day? Crazy the lighting difference. To me, this looks gold. Of the shirt. I thank you. I painted it. So to me, this looks gold, and on camera, it looks rose gold. And congratulations, you are 100 Artists of the Day on Twitter. Oh, yay! Thanks! Doodled an otter for the first time, apparently. Most challenging, especially trying to do the chibi style. Yes. And working on the ACC, got track stripes in. Did you say that, is it me that is the 100 Artists of the Day, or is it B? Card is so gorgeous. I'm so excited. I'm a mess. Obi, thank you so much for the host. I appreciate you. Oh, it's me. Oh, thanks. But I don't have a ATC yet. I can't decide on what... I honestly am struggling what to do for my ATC. Because, I mean... It was beyond the 9th. Cool. Thank you. So, I'm having trouble figuring out what I want my ATC to look like. Because it's not like I don't have choices or options. My card is on its way to you, Mrs. Hopefully it gets there quickly, safely. Post has been so volatile lately. Yeah, it's been a pain in the butt. It's been a pain in the butt. Your crystals or galaxies are very pretty. Oh, thank you, B. Yeah, I could do one of those. My goodness, I cannot wait. You're the first person to ever do a portrait of me. Then it looks really good. Look, I'm pretty. Sparkly. Yeah. Okay, so this is KC12. Oh, hold on. I gotta put my keyboard down because otherwise it's gonna fall on the ground. Cool, I couldn't resist. I love painting portraits. And you're so good at it. So... Portraits are not my strong suit. Never have been. Never will be. And that's okay. KC21. Trying to figure out why my dogs are freaking out downstairs. Somebody must be eating something and they're not allowed to have any. Okay. Alright. Oof. Oh wait, hold on. I can't do this one yet. I can do this one. Because I gotta wait for the Posca pen to dry. Oh, sorry. Artsy Mooty, are you there? I don't know if she's paying attention. Oh, nice choice on where to put the pigment magnifier. Yeah, thanks. So I'm not sure I'm too thrilled with this particular one, but that's okay. And it's the same on both sides. So I use the white Posca pen on the side with the black base, and then the black Posca pen on the side with the white base. Don't drop it. Artsy Mooty, are you there? Mom! Mama! Mommy! Mom! Mother! Mother! Mommy! Mom! Mommy! Mom! Mom! Mommy! Mom! Mom! Mommy! So, it's set, not lifting with the polish. Yeah. Yeah, once it dries. See, I'm not too thrilled with this lettering because it doesn't look as clean. I'm going to have to go back over it with the white Posca pen. But once I've put the nail polish on it, It's just like if you were, you know, putting a top coat on your nail polish on your nails. I was originally going to do resin, and then Janie Flippin' Sue suggested that I don't worry about that, and because that would be a bit of a mess. She may not be paying attention. So she suggested just using nail polish because they're so small. Yep, I gotta go back over these. I know you, like, it looks fine on camera, but in person it looks a little lighter than, like, I guess you really can't tell on the, oh. That's it. Put your finger in it. Put your finger right in the nail polish. It's great. I kind of hate that the brush of the nail polish doesn't go all the way to the bottom of the nail polish bottle. Is there a reason for that? Anyone? Where are my nail artists at? Is it just so that I will go out and buy a new bottle sooner? Hold on, let me try something. Oops. Oh, 1 second. There we go. Alright. These are coming along great. Yay! Are you happy with them so far? For the most part, yes. This particular one I'm not happy with, but we're gonna fix it. But the, these ones that I did already, yeah. I like these really. I think they turned out nice. Now, of course, that one is hard to tell, but this one, I mean, those are completely different, depending upon which way you have it turned. So, I think they do a decent job of showing. And then I decided to just write the number on them instead of doing something fancier. Still drying. Still drying. Okay. Hey Darth! How's it going? Okay, I'm making a mess. Now what I may end up doing with these after I've finished, like, sealing them and I've taken the videos and everything, I'm thinking of maybe drilling a hole in them, in each one, and then putting them on a big ring. Rip. Rip. Yeah, 32. Probably. Oh, can I get a shout out for King, please? Okay, yeah, they are different. Not that you can really see it right now, but they are. Thank you. Okay. The order for the countertop has no address on it. It just says for MICA. Nice. Good cam picks up the colors beautifully. It's... I think my phone will do a better job because they're not accurate. And that's the issue that I'm having. Because I want it to be really accurate, but my phone does a better job of picking it up. Oops, sorry, shaking. It's most likely because I have a filter on this. Ah, let go of me. Fiend. I'm gonna have to do some sort of like crazy project with all the leftover dust that's all over the place. Okay. My back is hurting, gonna go to the bath, lay down. Okay, Gina, I feel better. Monday night. Fuzzy. Hey, Scaredy Fox. Fuzzy Demon Buddy won a portrait, or not a portrait, excuse me, a painting from me. Because of the level 5 hype train. Gotta finish this first before we can start on her painting, though. And at some point, in the very, very, very near future, I've got to start thinking about work. Yay! And I'm thinking I'm gonna have to change my streaming schedule, but I don't decide when. Maybe I should just ask you all. Does Monday, Wednesday, and Friday work well for you to watch? Would it be better if I started earlier? If I... Oh, I can't run later. Do, 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 do. When do you... Yeah, you know. Hello, Fox, how you doing? Sorry I went ghosty, I had resin on my hands. I think they're great so far. Okay, no worries. Maybe you should be wearing gloves, King. Now I'm covered in it. Okay. I said maybe you should be wearing gloves so you don't get resin all over your hands. B, can I also get a shout out for Scaredy Fox, please? Alright, so, review. When you spray it with alcohol, oh, I have resin all over my gloved hands. Oh, fair. Okay. You know, King, I did notice one thing that I mean, not that it can be helped, but there's only like one blue mica in these. Like there's tons of gold and pink, but there's only one bluish green. I just thought that was interesting. Na, 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 na. I mean, I know that there's more blue in the super chameleons, though. Oops, I'm going off camera. Sorry. By the look of them, yes, but there are quite a few with the blue who that I've found, blue being the all color shift, the actual look of them is confusing. Yes, yes, that's true. Well, and there's a lot more of the iridescents that have greens and blues in them. So there's that. It's just gonna be a little adventure here, trying to figure out what's what. But yeah, the camera on my phone will be a lot more accurate, I think. Hey, Artsy Mooty, are you there? Paging, Artsy Mooty. Paging, Artsy Mooty. I'm also going to do the super chameleon ones. I'm going to just do a sample because I'm curious what they look like on the tiles. Merp, merp, merp. Nope, get out of there. Okay. Sorry, was matting. Ah, no worries. There we go. That works. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. And I'm just doing these in batches of like 5. Mainly because I don't want to mix them up. Because some of them are really, really close. And in color. I will most likely pick the best ones and the best sellers and keep those in stock permanently. And the less popular ones I'll use for grab bags and freebies, yeah. But I have to have a few months worth of sale data on them before I start thinking to pack down. Absolutely. Now, King, I'm curious, have you and Mrs. already put your tag numbers on all of them? Or did you just do the ones that you sent me? We have them all tagged to match what you have. Okay. But not individually, just the main bags they're stored in. Oh, okay. Then what I'm going to say is not going to be a big pain in the butt. If you're at all able to, the font on the label as though it's really, really pretty. It's really hard to read some of these. And I don't know if that matters, but okay, like this one's super easy. Like that one's a duh. Okay, Buation. But there's a couple of them that I had to kind of look at it a few times to figure out what so I didn't write down the wrong thing. So I'm not trying to be a pain. I mean, because it's a cute font. Like this one, the 7 looks a whole lot like a 1. And I actually had this next to, I think it was number 12. Oh, I had it next to 21. And I kept going back and forth going, wait, what am I looking at here? What numbers? So. Tell Mrs. I'm sorry. Because I know she's the one who picked that cute font. I'm a troublemaker. Obi! Leave me alone. Making fun of me? Mr. Juan Kenobi? Mrs. judging you right. Yeah, I see that. And it looks like Tom Cruise also judging me. That was just something super fast. I will be doing something more bold. It's a super cute font. But I know that if I'm struggling a little bit, you're gonna get other people, like, super complaining. But look how cute these are! You're a super cute font. That's awkward. Really didn't pick it to be permanent. It's just how it came up. I was more worried about numbers. Yeah! I get it. I'm guessing, and correct me if I'm wrong, are the numbers part of the, like, whatever SKU they came with? Are they somehow, like, related? In a way, okay. I wonder, because I started, like, lining them up, trying to put them, like, in numerical order, because, well, that's just because I'm a weirdo, and to see if there was any sort of, like, correlation, and I didn't see one. So I was like, yeah, this doesn't look like something Mrs. would purposely do. I feel like they had the numbers already, and you altered, like, just took some of it. Yeah. Because when I looked at it, I was like, wait, there's a blue one here, a green one there, a pink, 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 pink. But there's no order. But Janie Flipmansu is a genius, because I was going to put resin and seal all of these with resin. And that would have taken me for freaking ever. Sorry. We will probably renumber them all for public use, but we will see. We just have to have some sort of system before we can do that. So, do you still want me to have the number on it? Like, is this going to cause you problems later? Because it's not going to match up. So you still want it on here now? Okay. Replacing FEP film on a resin tank sucks. And if I knew more about resin, I bet I would understand most of what you just said, Obi. I am a resin noob. I don't know anything about resin. So many screws. Okay. Obi, King, have you two met? $34 pains on my butt and a sore thumb later. And a partridge in a pear tree. KC33. Alright. Obi, if you loosen them all by hand, then use an electric screwdriver, it's so much better for me at least. There you go. Get yourself an electric screwdriver, if you don't have one already. Obi, what do you use your resin printer for? I don't know if I've ever bugged you about that. Go. A good friend of mine has he has a resin printer and he has an FDM printer. I think those are right. So I'm just now learning like all the different pieces, parts. Yep, but my issue right now is it's 1 a.m. and I can't find my Allen key parts to go in my screwdriver. Sorry, Obi. I print some Turner parts on mine and I make minis for a few people. Obi, what do you use yours for? When you're not trying to find your Allen wrench in the middle of the night. Oh, I've got people from a whole bunch of places. Hey, y'all. Excuse me while I cough. Can someone do exclamation point ATC? I actually have a hard time finding functional things to print on it. Fair. I'm secretly a 3D artist when I'm not gaming, so I like to print off my models. Huh? I want to know more about this, Obi. You can't be a secret 3D artist around me. Doesn't work that way. So, that link right there. You can see the badge right below me. Boop, 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 boop. In February, there is going to be a big artist trading card event, and we are looking for artists who would like to participate. All you have to do is make an artist trading card to send to Mrs. OEF5, and in return she will send one to you. But not only do you get to trade a card with an artist, but she is going to put your card on her website with an explanation of who you are and what you do, and any links that you might want. And she is going to kind of do like an unveiling in April to kind of show all the different cards and all the different artists. And I think she and Roz have just finished a bot of some sort that actually will show a random card on her stream. If you type in, like, I can't remember what it is, but if you type it in, it pops up their card. Heading into a meeting. Alright, have fun. Enjoy your lurk. So, your card will be part of the presentation, if you will. And also, we're going to do a raid train for all 100 artists. Now, you don't have to stream. You don't have to stream on Twitch. If you stream on YouTube, you can do that instead. But I'm super excited about this. And if you're interested, go to the link that's in the chat and sign up. Okay. There, that's my PSA for the day. When you're available, check out one more pick and let me know what colors you might like. Okay. Oop, that's done. Oh. How many do I have to pick? Do I have to pick? I can't just say yes. Like, all of them? All of them. Maybe a little less of a, like, be, frugal with the pink. Not meaning I don't want it, but maybe not, like, pink. Okay. I think these 3 are done. I can do all. Yes. I like the sparklies. Obviously, if I'm willing to cover myself in mica powder. Mica powder is not something to be trifled with. Just saying. Alright, just because I'm curious, while these are setting up. So, yes, Obi. Little pink? Yeah, thanks. I will be showing off my skills finally in the 100 artists. Yes! Yes! I mean, that sounds wonderful. Welcome. You need to read up? What did I do? Wait. Did I miss something? I probably missed something, didn't I? Yep, sure did. Sorry. Let me try again. I studied computer games programming, then computer games design at university, but I ended up being a wholesale manager for 17 years and do 3D as a hobby. Oh. Now, when you say 3D, are we talking like Warhammer type miniatures? Are we talking about for gaming? Or something completely different? And sorry I missed that. I got all excited. All of the above. Oh! I didn't show you, Obi. I meant to show you. Hold on. We're gonna zoom out. because I didn't show you. Ooh. Sorry, this is gonna be crooked. Sorry. My mini, like what I'm working on. So I am doing a kind of a diorama of Newt Scamander's workshop in Fantastic Beasts, like when they go into the suitcase. And apparently what I'm doing is called Scratch Built. I didn't know that that's what it was called. I was just making stuff. I don't know. But like, okay, so here's my little apothecary cabinet. Boop. This is the like that. This is the inside so far. I guess I could try doing it down here, but I don't know how well you'll be able to see. Roar. So we've got our windows, the shelves. This is nowhere near finished. Thank you. The tables down there. Well, let me see if I can get. There's the the floorboards that are all done with popsicle sticks. Here's the door that goes out to the animals, like the creatures. And I have not done anything on the outside except, you know, the other side of the door. Oh, and I think, I don't remember if I did this right or not. I did. Which way does it go? The door opens. Oh, hey, Daddy! Yeah, the door opens. Do 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 do. Wee. Looks amazing. Thank you. Are you doing the ladders down? Yes, I am. The ladder. Hey, Daddy. Friend. We're looking at my diorama. Wee. The ladder that they use in the movie is actually, it's more, because when I think ladder, I think two rungs on the, or two up and downs, two vertical, yeah, and then the rungs are horizontal. But the way they did it in the movie is they had one central post and almost like steps that are, what's the word I'm looking for? Bloop, 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 bloop. They're not even. They're, whatever this means, they're that. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to go from here down. Staggered? Yes. Thank you. Words. Oh, and just to be a little bit more of a dork, this is to scale. So now once I had this shell kind of, you know, figured out ish, you have to get all the stuff to put in the shell, right? Like Newt's shop, or Newt's workshop has a crap ton of stuff. No, it's a potter's shop. Or, not a potter shop. What am I talking about? Boop. So, this is the part that I'm really geeked about. Did you make all of that? Yes. I did, most of it out of popsicle sticks and foam core. Alright. So, I've seen Fantastic Beasts. I'm pretty certain a full-size person can't fit in that. No, you were. Quit trolling me. Oh, beer, I'm not going to show you the rest of it. So I made some little bowls. This is a little flower pot that's going to get some more, I mean, it's going to obviously get flowers in it. Another bowl. squat little bowl. Another bowl. And then I found these jars that I'm gonna paint to look, you know, jar-like. I don't know. But let me know when you decide to make the flat. Which flat? You talking about the apartment? So this is Kyle. When you first see him go down in these cupboards. Okay, not the girl's house. Oh, it is the witch's flat. Okay. Okay, it's gonna be a while. So, this is Kyle. Kyle is my really bad representation of a model that's to scale. So, we pretend that this is how tall Newt would be. Yeah. Kyle's even more sad because Kyle has not been baked yet. He is just polymer clay that needs baked. Kyle needs a lot of things. Kyle's got thick hips. Just bless Kyle. This is it's gonna be a quill. Yeah, he thick. Yeah, that's gonna be a quill when it's, you know, baked. This is another flower pot type thing. I don't remember what I made this for. It's a handle to something. That's not a thimble. Whose thumb fits in there? Never mind, don't answer that. Christmas cracker screwdriver, yes. And then... Oh, nope, Kyle, you need to be on the ground. Kyle's not allowed to be up on the top row. And then the best part... Oh wait, there's more. But wait, there's even more. These are all the little bibs and bobs. So, thank you for following Baked Cupcake. Appreciate you. So I have a dragon. We're gonna go inside. So I have a little baby dragon that I just need to figure out how to take that ring off. But here's... yeah, I don't know. Maybe. But, wait, it's an Oculus. They take up the space, the amount of space that they have around them. So, yes, he's to scale. Hey, Mirror Mask. I'm a dragon. So, teeny one. But, because he's a baby that's gonna hatch, or that has hatched out of the Oculus shells. Little tiny Oculus shells. You know, that's silver on the inside. I love the tiny things. You really went to town on this one. Yeah, there's something not quite right about me. Let's just be honest. So yeah, we got a little baby Oculus shells. To be honest, this is taking me forever. Ooh. And then over here we have... I did not make these books, I bought them. But I think they're perfect. I haven't decided what I want to put on them, like their title. I'm sorry I keep shaking the camera. So... If it makes it any better, they were in a mini kit that I had to buy to get the pieces. Many things are adorable. So we got the blue books, then we've got the brown books. Almost called that an orange book. So, we have some books for the shelf, which I plan on... Small. As am I. I do plan on roughing these up a bit because these are just too new to be believable. Oh wait, there's more. This is the ink well that the quill is gonna come out of. I'm not a book bully. Let me be. This is just another bottle. It looks kind of like a flask though, so maybe Newt's, had a rough day. This is gonna be just some sort of bottle of something. Where'd I buy which one? That one? That one? That's a bead and a seed bead on top of it with super glue. This is 2 cabochons glued together with a little... Sorry, my thumb's dirty. Oh, you're teasing. Sorry. Put a little spacer on the bottom. Not all of this can be completely handmade and look good. That's another little jar. This one looks a little messed up, but you know what? Some of the stuff in the shed looks a little messed up. What was it, Wednesday? No, today's Wednesday. Monday, we were working on a lamp. And it's gonna, once I get it all firmed up, like an oil lamp. So, I know it looks like trash right now, but I'm going to have 2 other rings on top of here. This will be painted silver. Jump ring, funky looking bead. This is like the harp of the oil lamp. This is the part of the... That's just going to be another silver piece that holds the oil. And then this is kind of that vent, and then this is actually the light. And I gotta figure out how to make a metal cone, but I don't have any metal. So I'm gonna have to get that. There's that. The beginning of some weird flowers. I don't know. Another random bottle. This actually started out as I think it's a basketball. Maybe it's a baseball. No, it's a basketball. Basketball bead. Bottle. It's a tiny bottle. So all of these are like stupid tiny. And then this is my really sad pair of tongs that I made myself. Complete with this. So those are hanging off of like the bookshelf. Yeah, not all of it can be gems, Not all of them can be winners. And it's supposed to be like a potting shed, so not everything's going to be nice. I need to dirty up a whole bunch of this stuff because it's too clean. But yeah, that's not a jelly. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Which one did you think was a jelly bean? This one? That is not a jelly bean. Don't eat that. You eat that, you're gonna have a bad day. You're gonna have a bad day. Worse than the Bean Boozled. Gonna have a bad day, because that is rose quartz. You're gonna feel that coming out the other end. I cannot be held responsible. Send it to Miss... I'm gonna stay on her good side, sir. You're the one who gets to troll her. I am not a Mrs. Troll. I think Mrs. just made me a mod, so I need to mind my P's and Q's. Okay. Books. I'll go back. Boop, boop, boop. So this little project. I am wearing my shirt. I did this. This is my painting. I painted this. Mods are meant to riot, right, mods? Crickets. I don't know if any of my mods are awake. That's not true. I think I have one or two. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. I'm like, I like those crystals. Wait, they look familiar. Yeah. What? Am I? Yep, you might be. Burp. Wow, they all talking in here and she'd be like, they sleep. I'm good for experiments. Sounds awkward. Don't worry. They let me know when I've stepped out of bounds. Ah! Alright, hold on. Careful, Obi, or you'll get a sword. Really, just anybody who acts up too much, I make them a mod. Then they have to... Oops, let's go backwards. Whee! Yeah, security's emotes are hilarious. So, thank you for letting me indulge. Showing off my minis. Haha, now that's an offer. Although that sounds scary. Alright, so these are done. So yeah, that's my minis. Notice that they are all like... most of them are all like popsicle sticks and beads and shit like that. We're not going to be winning any competitions with these, but that's okay. Because I like them. Okay, serious question. Obi, are you capable of doing a serious question, sir? Asking for a friend? How many popsicles did you eat to make this? 1,000. Blood sugar hasn't been right ever since. Mirror, you believe what you want to believe. Actually, I feel like y'all will appreciate this. Hold on. Why can't I move? So, for those of you who don't know, I'm also an art teacher. Which means I have basically all the crap. She's gonna whip out her popsicles. Yes, I am. Nope, don't fall. Don't fall. So this is the popsicle basket. Actually, this is the wood basket. My wood basket. Insert obnoxious joke here. All the wood and all the sizes. We have everything from your thin coffee stirring sticks to your traditional popsicle sticks. Uh-oh, work, be right back. Okay. To your, traditional popsicle stick. These, okay, apparently, I don't know how that got in there. Artsy's a connoisseur of wood. Let's not share that, shall we? Let's not take it out. These are, come on. These are tongue depressors. Tongue depressor size. And then in here we have matchstick size. And I threw the dominoes in here because they are made of, I don't know if they're wood or plastic, but I feel like I could use these for something besides playing dominoes. So there you go. There's my basket of wood. Because who doesn't need a good basket of wood? She enjoys wood of all shapes and sizes. I know, right? How often are you checking people's tonsils to have all those? I told you I'd teach art to little kids. Amazon's wonderful. You can get all sorts of magical things in Amazon land. And you know, the funny thing is, so I got a call from, like, a frantic call from a coworker. Amazon is new, but yeah, it is. So I get this frantic call from a coworker. Do you have popsicle sticks? I'm like, what do you need them for? She's like, I just need like, I need 30 popsicle sticks. Like, okay, well, I need you to be specific. What do you need them for? And she was trying to explain. She's like, why does it matter what I need them for? And I'm like, because I have multiple sizes, and I'm trying to figure out which one is the best size for what you need. And the other line went silent for a minute. I was like, hello? She's like, only you would have multiple sizes of popsicle stick available just at the ready. I'm like, yep. Safer unless you're Mrs. No, Amazon's not safer. Did she send you a dating app and say you need to get out more? You're ridiculous. Ridiculous! Sir. Send and lurk love. Get out while you still can be. Get out while the getting's good. I need to show you our new pinball machine. Yay! So you already had Donkey Kong? No. I don't remember which one you had. Which one did you have before? Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Obi, do you have a P.O. box? Nope, they cost an arm and a leg in the UK. I have a new viewer rewards idea. Okay. I'm listening. So, Obi, if I wanted to send you something, I'd have to, like, figure out your real address. Okay. I wonder if Mrs. has it. What are your feelings on glitter? Honestly, though, thanks, but I don't need 17 different I wouldn't give you popsicle sticks. I have a 5-year-old daughter. Guess what my feeling on glitter is? The more the merrier? Or it's the herpes of the craft world. Once you catch it, you can never get rid of it? Yeah. I'm gonna buy some of those blind boxes bags and let people redeem me opening them, then either give away or donate. That's an interesting concept. Okay, so hell is not hot with fire, it's shiny with hell is not hot with fire, it's shiny with glitter. I mean, I don't have glitter right now. I mean, I probably do somewhere, but I have lots of mica powder. Which I think is worse than glitter because it sticks to everything. I'm not the only one who has a ton of popsicle sticks. That's funny right there. Makes note to send Artsy a glitter bomb. So I'm a bad person. A couple years ago, actually it may have been more than that now, may have been 4 or 5 years ago, we did a Secret Santa thing at work where, you know, the kind of thing where you draw a name and then you get that person some little gifts, and then on the last day you like give them one really cool gift. This poor woman had me as her Secret Santa. And she had been having a really rough year for multiple reasons, but I figured that she needed a laugh. So I decided I was going to make her laugh through her Secret Santa gifts. I did not give her popsicle sticks. I did, however, give her, I believe it was a gift card to Target, maybe? In a lovely card that she opened up very quickly because she was very excited. And the fine glitter that I had put in the card exploded all over her desk. All over her kids' tests. All over her textbooks. Her lesson plans. Hello, Jess! I didn't really know the extent of how much glitter chaos there was, until I learned that it had gotten on her standardized state tests. Oops. It's fine. It's fine. Those test graders need a little sparkle in their life too. But I did not use the big glitter. I used the fine glitter. Yeah. Now, this was just one day of a whole week of Artsy being a jerk. I mean, spreading joy and cheer. Another day of that week, actually, will you be my Secret Santa? You might want to reconsider. I found out, like, you fill out this little, like, questionnaire to give to whoever your Secret Santa is going to be, to kind of show, like, what kind of things you like what kind of candy, if you have a peanut allergy, those kind of things. So she had filled it out with all of her favorite snacks, and so I went and I bought her all of her favorite snacks that she had put on the list. I got them all. And I took a roll of cling wrap and clear tape. And I made a big ball of tape and saran wrap and snacks. so that she had to unwrap it all to get all the snacks. The ball was about the size of maybe a soccer ball. About a soccer ball. Remind me not to be your friend. Yet here's the funny thing is, we are not friends. We are not friends. I thought she needed a laugh, and she did laugh a lot. She also cursed my name a lot. The kicker, the piece de resistance. Now keep in mind, you're only supposed to spend like $20 tops on these shenanigans. Oh, she had a terrible year, and you trolled her. Yeah, pretty much. And you call me a troll? Yep. Wow. Okay, so you're only supposed to spend like $20. I probably spent over $100 on this lady. With all of, because I figured if I'm gonna be a jerk, I better make it worth her while. So the piece de resistance was the last day. I sent her on a treasure hunt. And her students knew, like, they didn't know who the person was that she had, but they knew that all week her Secret Santa had been trolling her. Or you could not be a jerk. Well, you know. Whatever. So I sent her on a treasure hunt. And it only had like 3 places, 3 clues. And they were all, and like she had her kids help. Her students help to figure out, you know, where did Secret Santa hide this? Whatever. Oh, no worries. So, the final clue was something to the effect of, I used to live in the land of ice and snow. So, but now I'm visiting in the place where you keep things frozen. And it took her a while to figure out that I meant the freezer. So she figured it out. She's like, oh, the freezer. Okay. Because the kids are all like, you put frozen things in a freezer. Yep. This was before Frozen. If that tells you anything. So there was only one freezer. Well, she was a 2nd grade teacher, you know, whatever. She went to the freezer in the staff lounge, and there was a huge block of ice in the freezer. And she could see that there was something in the middle of the block of ice, but she couldn't tell what. So she had to let it melt all day on her desk. I mean, she had I put it in a container so they could melt without getting water everywhere. I mean, because that would, I'm not cruel. And she and her students like watched it all day and waited for it to melt down just enough so that she could actually take the whatever the mystery package was, because it looked like something wrapped in foil, hidden in the middle. So she waited all day. By the end of the day, finally she was like chipping at it with a pair of scissors to try to get it out. Now she unwrapped it and it was an Amazon gift card for like $50. So it was worth the struggle. But I also put in there that it was me that did it. And it just so happened that I was not at school that day. I was at my other school. So she couldn't, like, come and yell at me. She had to wait until we got back from Christmas break. She laughed. She also called me bad names. That's okay. She laughed. And now she hates Christmas. Bah! Just me. Just me. Just the local art troll. Oh, I want Christmas. Oh. I don't know what I want. I don't want Christmas. Well, don't get me wrong, I like Christmas, but Christmas means I'm already back at school. And I don't want to go back yet. Okay, this is crazy. This is one of the super chameleons. That looks like a green on my camera. This looks green on my camera. In my hand, it looks purple. Like, deep purple. Accomplished a lot this summer. I did. I'm not ready for the craziness that is another school year with this pandemic. Just not ready yet. Honestly, not ready to think about it yet. Like, think about what I have to... Because they have not figured anything out yet. So, there's that. Do they have you going back in person? As of right now, yes. Back in person 5 days a week. That is going off of the current data. But as we learned last year, don't get too attached to anything. Don't get attached to anything, because it's all possible to change in a heartbeat. Walk my way to minimum office hours once they ask us back. You talked your way into minimum office hours. I don't even know. Because I don't know if I'm going to be allowed to have shared art supplies. I teach 600 kids in 2 schools. We don't have the money to get 600 sets of the materials that I have. I really don't want to just have them do marker stuff again all year, because we did a lot of markers. Because that's what they had at home. I'm making an absolute mess of this, by the way. At least you have 600 popsicle sticks at the start. Yes. You want to know what's funny, Obi? Those are just my popsicle sticks. I have more at school. Ferryman, I'm not sure what that little critter is, but he's adorable. Is that a bucket hat? Howdy. How are you? Welcome. He's an otter? I approve. Otters are utterly adorable. With a bucket on his head. Alright. Or Obi in disguise. Obi's not an otter. It's an accurate representation of Burry. My college's unofficial mascot was an otter. Okay, so just funny how lighting changes everything. To you, this probably looks like a whole big mess of just like gross, like green, black, whatever. To me, it is like unicorn princess colors. It has purple, it has pink, it has blue. It's very pretty. My high school mascot was a knight. Aww. My high school mascot, we were the Stallions. We were the Stallions. Which got awkward because the girls' sports, they were the Lady Stallions. Hey, Point! Yes, this is shiny. It's shiny, 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 shiny. But yeah, the girls' sports were all Lady Stallions, and it was always a little like, that's not how that works. You don't have Lady Stallions, you have, oh well. Well, we have finished, darn near finished one bottle of top coat. Come on. Boop. How are you doing tonight, Point? Your little one started back at school, right? Or am I confused? Doing well. Yay! This is 2021. If a stallion wants to be a lady, the stallion can... Okay. Alright, fine. So now it's okay. But... contrary to what you might believe by my looks, it's been a little while since I was in high school. She starts August 20 something? Oh, okay. We start 23rd. Obi. When you made that point about art supplies during the pandemic, that is mind blowing. I just never thought of that. I just put mica powder on my nose. Without getting too preachy, that was one thing that one of many things that we didn't have. Shut up. Sit here and drink it. 600 sets of supplies. Yeah. I was completely virtual all year. I work in a low-income district. I work in the largest school district in my state, and it just so happens to also be the poorest district in the state. Which you'd think that wouldn't be that way, because if it's the largest, then it means it's the largest number of people living there who pay property taxes. But no, because many of those people are not paying property taxes because they're renting. We have 50,000 students in our district. And the first thing they had to do was figure out, because many of the districts around us, a little bit more affluent, they had more money, so they didn't have to worry as much about getting them devices. Whereas our district, they had to figure out how they were going to get 50,000 devices. So we could do online anything. Because you could not guarantee that a kid had a computer at home. So CARES Act dollars helped. Not enough. The city graciously gave over $9 billion so that everybody had a Chromebook. Which, yay, fantastic. Everybody has a Chromebook. Sweet, let's have school. If you don't have a Chromebook, there's a possibility that you also don't have the ability to afford internet access. So now you've got all these people with Chromebooks and no way to get on the internet. So now we have to find a whole bunch of hotspots. Just because you have a Chromebook doesn't mean you can afford internet access. Now, a hotspot is not exactly the most ideal way to do a Zoom meeting. Just saying. I don't know where my other nail polish went. The connectivity is not great. But it's also not great if you have more than one computer on that hotspot. Many of our students' families have 6 or 7 kids. But I actually made a how-to video for a school 40 miles away because all their students had Xbox with no PC or laptops. They couldn't work out how to log into the school portal, so I had to test if I could do it and then made the tutorial. Good for you. Thank you. I don't know how, honestly, I look back at this last year and I'm like, I don't know how the hell we did it. I have no idea how the hell we did it, because there's so much that, like, it was never even considered beforehand because we didn't have to think about it. We didn't have to think, like, okay, how are you going to make this happen? How are you going to make this happen? I'm looking for something, by the way. How are you going to ensure that, you know, students are doing their work? How are you going to knock over shit with your boob? Hey, I found the thing. How are you going to, you know, we didn't figure out how are you going to get kids logged onto the computer who have never held a computer before. Like, that was one of my most fun challenges, was teaching a kindergartner how to share their screen over Zoom. And they don't speak English. Whee! Most of my students are English language learners. So they come to us not knowing much English. Well, you throw a pandemic in there, and the fact that some of them have never had access to a computer before. Hey, Dale! Oh, how are you? We are MICA-ing it up tonight. That sounded weird. Drunk, how are you? I am sober. So you enjoy all the drinkage. Drinkage? I sound drunk. You know, 'cause words are hard. It really looks like a drag queen, like, exploded all over my desk. Like, I promise, this is actually very pretty. I went on my last adventure before staying indoors forever. Drag queen explosion. Yes. Because this is all the mica powders. I don't mean exploded like blood everywhere. I mean exploded like glitter everywhere. There's mica powder everywhere. I'm gonna find mica powder in my snot when I blow my nose later. I mean... So when I say exploded, yeah. Does glitter follow you everywhere? I'm a unicorn. I shit glitter. No, I don't. I take that back. That sounds gross. I didn't mean blood either. What? I feel like Barry had to slap you, but I'm not quite sure why. Because I don't understand the connotation. But you know what? That's okay. I don't need to understand everything. Alright. I think we have time to do another set of 5. Probably a good thing. Obi meant fish sticks. Obi. Obi, no. It's why we can't have nice things. Welcome back, Mrs. I hope your eyeball is feeling better. Fish stick. You weren't there for that discussion, Obi. We were talking about one of Mrs. paintings. And what we should, how it should be named. I know. I was trying to figure out which finger had the least amount of mica powder on it. Fish sticks is the new slang all the kids are no, it's not. Is it? I'll be sitting glitter all night long? Well, yeah. At least I don't have my contacts in. That would be a disaster. My cell phone is covered in glitter. That's nice. Shit. 3. No, what isn't? Oh, it's not the... I say, Mrs., how do you know all the lingo before I do? Just thinking of food, not sure what else it meant. You know what? Let's just change the subject. I feel like this is going to take us down a path that I'm not really interested in going down. Because I feel like it's going to end up in somebody Googling something that should not be Googled. Because last time I Googled something that I wasn't sure what it meant. I got an education. People are into some weird shit. I'm just saying. People are into weird shit. Not kink shaming, just saying it's not for me. I remember one day my daughter coming home from nursery and they had been playing with glitter. I kid you not, I changed her diaper and it was sparkly. Yep. Yes. Yeah, if Obi says Google, don't. Point made. I mean, really. Oh my gosh, I'm coming. What are we putting mica on? Apparently myself. And everything else. No, and these are little square tiles. They're wooden. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make samples of each color. Because I have 32 colors here. But they look vastly different on black base versus white base. And versus what it looks like in the container. Too funny, Obi, you were like, did you roll around in glitter? She just took handfuls of it, just dumped it in there. Or she's part unicorn and she farts glitter. I did bear, I kept finding glitter, weak glitter. Kids do tend to get it everywhere. No, people tend to get glitter everywhere. It's not a kid thing. It's a human being thing. It's invasive. Glitter and mica, heroes of the crafting world. Our kids moved out, we still find glitter. Yeah. Glitter is the herpes of the craft world. Once you catch glitter, you can never get rid of it. Never. So, Just accept defeat now. If you have a glitter in a house, you might as well just, like, light a match. The whole thing's gotta go down. Where'd the brush go? There it is. PH auto-corrected herpes to heroes. Whoopsies! I like it. I like it. It's funny. They're totally different. Herpes is not a hero. This color is interesting. It is like sunflower yellow. Heroes to some people because some people definitely should not be reproducing. Only stupid people are breeding. So, though I do love what I do, I love my job, I love my students, I do think that there should be an IQ test that one has to take before breeding. And I'm not saying it has to be a difficult test. But come on, there needs to be a test. Because some of these people should not be allowed to procreate. Because they keep doing stupid shit. And then their kids see that. And kids are little, like, mirrors of their parents. So if you think you've done something and your kids didn't know or didn't see it, they did. They did. They certainly did, and they are certainly going to tell me at school. They're going to tell me at school what you did. And it's going to be completely out of context. And I'm going to have to sit there and go, Mrs. always does stupid shit, though. She's an amazing mom. Obi, she's doing stupid shit because you did something to her. I will fight you, sir. Not my fault. It's a bit sus, sir. I use mics and polymer clay, some card making and printing. MICA. MICA with polymer clay. Man, autocorrect is not a fan today. This is just so weird. Like, it's yellow in the pot. That is yellow. That is yellow. But when I turn this a certain way on the black, I don't think it'll show it to you. But it looks purple. Okay, now it's stuck to me. That's good. Like, what fresh hell is this? I don't understand. It's magic. You're a wizard, Harry. You're a Harry wizard. Yeah, these are all color shifts. It is interesting, though, to see the vast difference between many of them. A hairy wizard. I didn't say I was a hairy wizard. You can be a hairy wizard. I mean, you got the hairy part down. Right? You're an Amish wizard. No, you're not. No, you have too many electronics to be Amish, sir. Far too many electronics to be Amish. Oh yeah, by the way, I live right next to Amish country. Ask Mrs. what time of Amish I am? I think Mrs. has given up on you for the night. I mean, if she's here, she can answer. But what just happened? Oh, Point, thank you for the bits. Keep staying shiny. Thank you. I hope you're feeling better, friend. I look forward to seeing you stream again soon. Now it looks almost like blue. What the what? So yeah, if you're Amish, I think you're confused on some of the main tenets of the Amish or Mennonite faith. It's more than just the beard. Mrs. OEF, are you here still? Rumspringer? Even then, he's been rumspringing for too long then. If you rumspringen for more than 17 years, I think it's no longer rumspringen. I think it's then... I touched it. Sorry. I think at that point it's you're no longer following the Amish faith. I mean, I'm no expert, but... I mean... I have eaten a lot of cheese from Amish country, so that kind of makes me an expert, right? I'm kidding. Well, I've eaten a lot of cheese from there, but that doesn't make me an expert. Look at the magical fairy dust. It just looks wrong. That makes you an expert in cheese, I believe. I mean, I can't compete at the professional level, but maybe I could go a few rounds in the amateurs. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep shaking the camera. I don't mean to. Okay. Crazy that, like, this white powder turns that color. What? Time is it? Okay, we got a little bit more time. So is anybody crafting along with me this evening? Doing gel prints. Ooh, wait, like jelly prints? Yep. What are you making, Obi? Are you doing the 3D thing? And printmaker is sketching. What you sketching? Are you doing the pen and ink rendering and pen and ink sketch? Or one of them? Ah! Sketch club with pen and ink. Got it. Gel plate print. Nice. Ah. What are you? Yeah. What kind of print? What are you doing? What you doing with the pen? The paint, the gel, the whatever. Modeling some galactic credits. Credits. Did autocorrect mess you up? I am. Yay! Star Wars currency. Oh, that's right. The little they looked like little dollar bills. Right? I think I saw them. They were like the size of my dominoes. I don't remember where I saw them, but I think I saw them. Where would I have seen them, Obi? Like, shoot! That almost spilled, and I would have cried. Like, would I have seen these on the Instagrams? Maybe? The Star Wars movie? No. No, I saw your prints. I don't pay that close attention to Star Wars. Much to the chagrin of some of my very good friends. Insta, Twitter, and Discord. Okay, so it would have been Discord, probably. What are you going to be doing with the, OB currency? Star Wars currency. And is it Hava Hayel? I want to know what you're making your prints out of on your jelly plate. Because I do that too. Although not as successfully as a lot of people have been. Mine just look kind of messy right now. Small backgrounds for cards at the moment. Nice. Are you using acrylic? Are you using ink? Are you using stencils? Some may go into an art journal. Nice. Acrylic right now. Okay. Ah, making a mess. Stencils. Nice. I haven't put any of my, like the thing below me, it doesn't have any of my prints in it right now. Some rubber blocks I have carved. Nice. Doo-doo-doo. Have you used, did you use Easy Cut or did you use actual rubber? Found textures. Excellent. In a moment when I am not so glittery, I will show you. Easy Cut, yeah. I love that stuff. Although I can't get very good detail with it. I tried. I tried and I failed. So I started doing some lino cut and better, but not great. I also haven't printed it yet, so I might think differently of it when I print it. Still learning? Aren't we all? I mean, really? My thing is I try all the things to make all the mistakes and learn from it all. Yes. Okay. Ah. Alright, hold on. I'm going to show you some of my little ATCs, my artist trading cart. I'm turning into the Tin Man. Okay. So these some of these I made with my jelly plate. Oh, or added stuff to it. So like this one. Made the background with my jelly plate. And then I traced a stencil with Micron and some Posca pens. There's some leafy things, feathery things. I don't know what it is. Texture. 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 Some of these I don't know what the heck they're gonna turn into, because heck if I know. Using my collection of stamps. Nice. Hello, Scotty. Alcohol inks. Hey, I got you. Hold on. Ooh, I've not used alcohol ink successfully on the jelly plate yet. Still messing around with it. This is alcohol ink on photo paper instead of Yupo paper. That's another one. And Posca marker. Then I got this one. This one, the background is from a gel plate, and then I drew on it with Posca markers. I think that's it. Yeah. Thank you. Random, like, some of these are just like I was rolling off trying to clean it up. A 3-stroke flower? Okay, hold on. That means I also gotta get all the stuff out for the 3-stroke flower. Ta-da! So yeah, there's some in here that I have no idea what they're gonna turn into. Like, for example, this. Not a clue. It's a background of something. That one looks cool. Yeah, I mean, all of them were fun to do. I just don't know what they're still in their first stage. They're still babies. They're still babies. They haven't figured out what they want to be when they grow up. Oh, with some bubble wrap. And some more bubbly wrap. So yeah, I don't know. And I've got a bunch of these that I have to mail out to people because I owe them. I just haven't finished addressing the envelopes and such. So I gotta do that still. Alright, I think that's all I want to show y'all of these. That one's cool. So here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to be right back. Use the restroom, try to get all of this off of me. Some of this off of me. So that I can do a 3-point or a 3-stroke flower. So I will be... Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Good luck. Yeah, thanks. Oh, this is gonna be messy. can't find my mouse. Alright, so I will be right back.
How long has it been since I kissed you? I don't wanna wait. How long has it been since you held me? I don't wanna wait. How long has it been since I felt like this about anything? I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait no more. How long do we have to put up with this lonely charade? As long as I know that I'm winning, I played this game, but I want you close, baby, right now. I know you feel the same.
Okay. I'm back. Hello. Oh, thank you for your patience. My bladder appreciates it. I didn't get everything cleaned up yet. Ugh. Let's see if we can get any of it cleaned up with the Clorox wipes. Scaredy, I need you to pick a flower. Please. What flower would you like me to do? Ow. A lily. Okay. Now I gotta remember what a lily looks like. Hey look guys, a coaster! I need to figure out how to make this pretty again. 'Cause right now I'm not happy with it. So if any of my resin people can give me any advice, I am all ears. Maybe I just need to get more finer grit. But I want it to, I want it to go back to the glass shiny now that I've sanded it. Ew, dirty. Why does that have bumpiness? Oh, I know why. Okay. Alright. Lightly apply heat gun. Do you think? Will it melt it a little bit enough to make it when it solidifies it'll be shiny again? No clue. Good talk, Obi. Good talk. Appreciate your honesty. Whatever that was probably not important. Anyways. Okay. So we're gonna do an ATC size. When I can find an ATC. Let me know when it fails. I will. I will, sir. Okay. So, boop. 3 stroke flower. Sorry. I need to find a lily because I don't remember what they look like. Not enough to be like, oh yeah, that's a lily. Apparently it's also a song by Alan Walker. That hasn't worked in forever. Okay. We're gonna try this one. Am I available for chats after? Yes. What was your resin question? Surly. So I sanded this, and it obviously no longer is the shiny pretty. How do I make it shiny pretty again? What do I do? Wait, did I do that right? Let's try open image in new tab. Okay. Polish it with what? cute that you think I'd like know way more about resin than I actually do. I mean, I appreciate that, but we've been doing resin experiments, not resin successes. Ah! Yeah, alright. Open. Alright. Pour a thin layer on top. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Okay, another rain of alright. I get it. Buff it maybe with a Dremel. Full disclosure, that's a guess. Fair. Fair. And I am okay with that. Fine car polish. Is that something you can get on Amazon? I'm sure it is. Alright. Indeed. Okay. Well, just add it to that ongoing growing list of things that I want to buy from Amazon. Is this what I want to do first? Sure. I'll do this first. Now, when I say 3-stroke loose, okay? So just go with me. I haven't lifted it yet. This looks like ass. I bought root beer cotton candy. Okay, I know it's supposed to be 3 strokes, but I can't. I need to change that to like a time reward instead of. Yeah, I need to change that redemption to, instead of being 3 stroke, I should make it like 3 minute. I'm holding it in front of my fan. Nope. Let me get the hairdryer. I almost yeeted myself out of my chair. Nice. Ah. Really? You're not gonna... You're not doing this today? Alright, hold on, I gotta mute unless you want to hear all the hairdryer. Okay. Now we're gonna try these center parts. Let's see if it can. So something I need to figure out with y'all. School is starting very soon, unfortunately. So my schedule is probably gonna have to change. I mentioned this earlier, but I didn't get a whole lot of feedback, so I need feedback now. Should I stick with Monday, Wednesday, Friday? Should I stick with 7 to 10? Does that work for people, or is that like, no, we don't want to watch you then? Help me out. Hey Emma, how's it going?
You know that I'ma keep it cool. With you I feel like breaking rules. On the edge, looking out with no parachute. You know I'm dreaming about us too.
I was doing a 3-stroke flower, but I gave up on the 3 strokes, and now I'm just making a flower. As long as I'm not streaming, I will be here most any time. Country, forgive me. I am apparently a ditz, and I don't remember what it is that you were surviving. So, give me a Reader's Digest version. What's going on? Wally World. Okay, yep. Alright, thanks. Appreciate the... I'm glad you survived. Yeah, so this started out as 3 strokes, and I decided that I failed at that, so we're just gonna make a pretty flower. Mirror Mask is way better at these than I am, obviously. I am going off a reference, so I'm not totally pulling this out of my ass. So I did get some things from Amazon today. Those things I ordered them today. They're not going to come in until probably tomorrow or the next day. I got... Hey, Sunshine! I got some molds. Some specific molds. I got the D&D dice. So I'm going to try making D&D dice, which is actually interesting. I got a lighter, like that has a telescope on it, so that like a telescoping wand and whatever. So I can try getting rid of bubbles. Then, the other thing. I know, that's what I thought. You mold? No, I'm sorry, resin molds. So I can make the things that you know, I can make the dicage. What's that I got? Oh, I got disposable cups because I'm. This is not the ATC card. It's just an ATC card. This was a channel point redemption that Scaredy did. It's supposed to be a 3-stroke flower, and I gave up on the 3 strokes, so it's now just me making a pretty flower. Because, you know, that's what you do when you mess up. You just turn it into something else. That's interesting green. What else did I get? Hold on. Yeah, I'm just not very good at it. Oh shoot, there it is. Alright, so here's what I bought. Three-stroke flower is a flower that you paint with 3 brush strokes, so you only lift your brush 3 times. Or twice. But I fuss with things too much and couldn't do that, so. It's fine. It's fine. So, some of the things that are coming in. I got plastic medicine cups, because that way I don't have to keep trying to clean out the 2 that I have. Holy moly, it's 3 a.m. Thank you, Obi, for being here. Have a wonderful evening. Sleep well. Don't worry, we'll talk badly about you in your absence. Just kidding. Love you, Obi. I got a thing so I can actually move my speakers so that they are in front of me instead of over there. So maybe I can like set things up correctly so that I can actually use my Yeti mic. No promises. No promises. I got some mini spray bottles that I'm going to use to mix with alcohol inks so that I have some spray alcohol inks, which I think might be kind of cool to play around with. And I got a mini scale because I'm going to try measuring it by weight and see if that gives me a better result with my resin. Never heard of spray alcohol ink? Yeah, I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to wing it. That's what I meant to say. Because, I mean, I know Tim Holtz has spray alcohol inks. And, I mean, really it's just a method of delivery. Is it something you can buy? Yeah, you can buy them. But I'm going to make them. I have a little spray bottle, or I'm getting the little spray bottles. I have 99% alcohol, like 99% isopropyl alcohol. That's what it's called. And I have the alcohol inks, so I'm just gonna, alcohol, drop, 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 swish, 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 spray, spray, spray. Because I want to try to get some different I really like the splatter effect that I was getting with some of my others. That I was getting with the regular alcohol ink. So I was like, why don't we try this with making the alcohol inks? So that's the plan. Enjoy the YouTubing. I don't even know if it's gonna work. This is my brain. I didn't really look it up anywhere. I just decided that I want to try, see if it works. Hey, y'all, speaking of YouTube, guess who figured out how to put her VODs on YouTube? Yeah, that only took me a year. So if you ever want to... Well, you can only go back so far right now because I only have so far back. But if you ever want to look at a VOD, they're in there. But they're... I couldn't load them on the right order, so they're numbered. So it's going to look like a hot mess for a little while. You know if you can buy it that someone has YouTubed it. Yes. And, you know, if you wait a week, I'll have YouTubed it. You'll be able to watch me do it. I mean, now if you're impatient like I am, you can totally just look up someone else doing it. But my feelings won't be hurt too much. Alright. I look at a lot of different people's stuff. Well, yeah. Same. My subscriber list is ridiculous. The fact that I have as many YouTube channels as I do is ridiculous. Ursa, hello! How are you? Because I have my Artsy Chickadee YouTube. I have my teaching YouTube for school. And then I have my personal YouTube channel. How are you doing tonight, Ursa? This is starting to feel like a monster. I'm tired. I don't like being an early bird. I want my nights back. Oh, I'm so sorry. I get it. I've got to try to switch over my sleep schedule and it's not working out very well. But I have a doctor's appointment at 9:45 tomorrow, so that should help. Of course, I'd never be able to do any of the AI stuff or fluid acrylics if I hadn't seen techniques on YouTube. Oh, what is AI stuff? I don't know what that is. Is it what I think it is? I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to teach this past year without YouTube. I put all my lessons on there. To you being a teacher, I have to say, oh, thanks. Alcohol ink. Gotcha. Thank you. Hey, Crow's Nest. How's it going? It's going pretty good. This was supposed to be a 3-stroke flower, and then it turned into, I'm just making a pretty flower. I don't count the number of strokes. Also, I'm freaking out just a little because we still have a little bit of moving stuff around and taking stuff off the windows before the Windows guys get here Friday morning. Oh. Don't stress. It'll be okay. You'll get it. And thank you for the follow. I can't read your name. Sorry. if you can't get it moved in time, you know, you ask the guys or the window people to start on the other end of the house. You move the rest of the stuff. Pretty sure stress is my middle name. Yes. Your art is pretty. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thanks. Appreciate that. Not 100% sure where we're going with this, but you know, it's fine. It doesn't really... I think you've seen the only version of flower I know how to do. Remind me? I'm excited for my new stickers to come in the mail though. Yeah, those look cool. Did you just find a really good deal? We're gonna try something. This has potential for disaster. On Mrs. Discord in the craft section. At least I think they're in there. I'm looking. You said it's in the craft? Maybe in the Our Creations? Yes, I did. I was surprised to find out the glitter hollow stickers only cost me $24.99 for 25 stickers before shipping and tax. Nice. Oh! Oh no, those are cute! I really like the one in the bottom right hand corner with the alcohol inks. People printing them are in Texas. Okay, so it's made in the USA. Oh, what'd I do here? Crap. Alright, hold on. We're gonna try something that could be a disaster. Fun, right? Warm yellow. Thank you. All I know is 5-petal version. No worries. Technically, this is supposed to be a 6-petal flower, and I just kept going. This could be a really crazy green. I used turquoise instead of a true blue. Looks really good, so I'll have to practice more flower types. Yes! My phone's the types are worse. No worries. I don't usually have my phone as an excuse. I just typos. End of story. Ooh. I like that color. That's pretty. I don't know where I'm putting it, but... Wow, it looked bluer in the pan. Interesting. Oh, I totally ran over my time. Crap. Alright. What happened? Oh, thank you for the follow, Sunshine. Appreciate it. I think I'm gonna have to find someone to raid soon though, because I need to try to go to bed. So I gotta be up at 8. By the way, 2x2 die cut stickers by this company is only $19. I'm pretty sure it's the best price I've seen out of any company. Yeah, I'll get there. Hi Elise, how are you? How's your day going? I'm doing okay. I'm gonna have to, unfortunately, look for somebody to raid really quick here because I gotta get up early tomorrow morning. So I can't stay up all late. Your day just started. Well, then I hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah, I have a physical tomorrow morning, so the vampires get to take my blood. Yay! All the poking and prodding. Yippee. I know you're jealous. I can hear it in your voice. I still plan on printing your stickers, but I think if you do well, with the stickers, you should look into this place for really good quality stickers. Fair. I am so far behind on my to-do list of things that I wanted to get done. Like, I haven't added anything to the website in a while. That's not good. I need to add stuff to the website. I need to finish a thing. Maybe post the thing and I don't know. There's so much stuff that I've been meaning to do that I just haven't gotten around to. Hold on, we're gonna try something. Yeah. Curious. Hold on. I'm probably going to use acetone to take this off later, but I'm curious. See what that does. It's probably going to be streaky and I'll get out, but you know. We'll see. Can you apply resin with a brush? I mean, it would have to be a disposable brush. Can you do that? I don't see why not. Whatever, we'll figure that out. Yeah, the end of summer is coming up much quicker than I wanted it to. But there's a lot that I haven't finished. If you put it on a little thicker, let it sit for 5 minutes, it will level out. The nail polish or resin? So what I really should do is just put a layer of resin on here. Brush work as long as it's a junk brush, yeah. So when I poured this, there was this like gummy spot that never fully cured, and I've been trying to get rid of it. I thought it was the UV resin nail polish. Nope, it's just nail polish. This is definitely a practice coaster. This is not a coaster that I intend on doing anything with besides trying different things. Silicone brush. Oh, we're just gonna have to add that to the list of fun stuff. So which is better for removing resin that hasn't quite solidified, hasn't quite cured? Alcohol or acetone? How do you get resin out of a silicone brush? Well, usually, because a silicone brush, you know, you can wiggle it. You let the stuff dry and then you just wiggle the brush, the bits fall off. Kind of like you can do with a silicone cup. Yeah. Because like right in here I've got a... It's almost like maybe the bubble. High proof alcohol or really strong acetone are both good. Okay. So I think what happened here is maybe there's a bubble that didn't cure properly, because I should not be able to dig at it with my fingernail. You know what I mean? Where'd the pokey stick go? Pokey stick! If there's a bubble, then sand it down. I don't think it's... I don't know if it's a bubble. Like, it doesn't feel like a bubble, but it's uncured. Like, it's still, after a week, it's still gummy. But just in this spot. So that makes me think that maybe there is a bubble underneath that I just can't see. Because why else would it not cure? That's what happened here. You can't see that. Right there is a bubble that didn't... So it didn't cure, so the stuff over top of it didn't cure. That's what I'm thinking is going on here. Could just sandpaper it and pour on top of it. I could. Also, some of this is me trying to figure out different ways of fixing shit. And it makes it feel... Yep. Because it's not... It didn't cure. That's the nitty gritty. It didn't... Because I should not be able to dig parts of it up with my fingernail. Because, like, I can move stuff out here. I can stretch out here. Doesn't do anything. But this I can move around and manipulate a little. Let's try something. If it was a 24-hour cure resin, there's a chance you didn't mix it. Yes. Probably. I'm not super good with resin. I need practice, but it gets more... Practice with more because that gets expensive. Yes. Yup. Yup. And yep. That's why I have a whole bunch of experiments that I've been doing, but they have been tiny. Like, here. This one I just did clear with a bunch of little things to mix it in and see what would happen. Resin takes a lot of messing with to understand, and even after a year and a half of resin, I still struggle. Yeah. I would like to resin the tops of some of my stuff. Oh. Like, when you say tops of stuff, do you mean like tables? Oh, and here I learned this. I was like, oh look, isn't it cute? It's a little cabochon. Yeah, and I could just I could drill a little hole and put an eye hook in it. And then it freaking popped through the back. Grr. Canvas or tiles? Oh, okay. So I was trying to make a little stitch marker and it just pissed me off. That's all it did. It made me mad. It's like this one worked. You see? That worked. So I got one to work. The heart that I tried to do split in twain. Oh, you see that? It split in twain. Another one in UV resin, the two together? Possibly. I don't have any UV resin, and I'm debating that. Maybe super glue? I don't know. I did one tile, but it never got even all the way around the edges. I know very little about resin. I mean... Thank you for the follow, Hyel. Do you want me to call you Hava or Hyel? I meant to ask that earlier. I will send you a good small bottle of UV resin and light. It's really cheap. You mean a link to them, right? Send me a link. I had an all. I don't know where they all went. Hello, Urk. How are you? I'm looking for my stabby tool. There it is. I think. Stabby. 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 Got it. And there's a serving tray I like to make that I need to get the resin proper on. Link, yes. Yeah, I was like, oh, you're gonna send me resin? Girl? You don't need to do all that. Yep, I think there's a bubble. And I think that's why I'm able to do any of this. Bubbles are a pain in the butt. Hello, Stelinaris. How are you? The dreaded question, when does school... Urk, why you gotta be so mean? 23rd. I already have stuff I was gonna send you. Hmm? Woo! 19th. I'm sorry. Have they told you anything yet about like how things are gonna work? Like social distancing, masking, anything like that? I'm doing well, finishing up stuff for the night, about to go take care of the fluffy bunny. Aww. Fluffy bunny. We're in Texas, so it's a bit different here. Are you trying to say that Texans or Texas in itself is just a different beast? Our school is doing summer school and no one is doing any of the COVID stuff other than my son. We were in person all last year. Or can I ask you a question about that? Mask all year. How did you feel comfortable doing that, or did you feel like there wasn't enough precautions, or were you like, nope, this is fine? And I don't remember what grade level you teach. Sorry. Never mind. I thought you did. I'm sorry. I have 2 kids and my mother-in-law teaches PE. Got it. So how'd your mother-in-law feel about it? I get my peeps confused. You get a lot of school stuff. Yes, okay. How old are your kiddos? Are they in elementary or are they in high school? Yikes. I feel like I'm literally trying to like dig out a cavity. Like I'm a dentist. So you don't want me as your dentist. At all. Ever. I stuck the tray in Mrs. Discord. Okay, cool, thanks. As a PE teacher, she had to do both in-person and online school since here school offered both. 5th and 9th grade. Okay, now you're a dentist. Well, you know. I'm a teacher, therefore many hats. Because I teach a special, I was virtual all year. But not, but they were, how do I explain this? I'm in Ohio. I was virtual all year, but I still had to teach from the building. So, the kids couldn't come to my room, and they didn't get art when they were in the building. Because they were doing like either you were cohort A or cohort B. Cohort A was Monday, Tuesday. Cohort B was Thursday, Friday. So cohort A was in school in the building, Monday and Tuesday. Well, when they were home, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they were supposed to have work at home. And the work at home is their specials too. But some people were bitching that I was home and they had to be in the building, so I had to go back to the building and teach via Zoom from my empty classroom with a subpar setup. I mean, my setup here is designed to literally do. I mean, nope. Nope, not good enough. I had to be in the building. Stupid. So same damn 2nd grade teachers. Same ones. I hope your governor is better than our idiot here in Florida. It depends on what we're talking about. My kids were hybrid for most of the year. They get a raw deal most of the time. Who gets a raw deal most of the time? 2nd grade teachers? Teachers in general. Yeah, well, yeah. Masking and COVID protocols. All teachers. Okay. Thanks. Not paid nearly enough. Say it louder for those in the back. Sorry you guys are having to deal with that too. Yeah. I am trying not to. Okay, by nature, like years past, as soon as August 1 hits, I am in full-on school mode. And this year I'm not. I'm not letting myself do anything to prep. Teachers did their best with whatever they could and had to do last year. We did. We tried. To varying degrees of success, and depending upon what supports were there. We tried. We learned a lot. I feel like I learned more about myself than anything else. He's the worst. I can't wait for election time. Nice. Do you like marshmallows? Is the Pope Catholic? My mother-in-law had to go back July 27th. Why? What kind of... Was she teaching summer school? Or is Texas really that nuts? And do they have air conditioning? Had to ask. I know people who don't like them. Now, I don't think I would really enjoy, like, marshmallow fluff without it being something else with it. Where are yours? Ursa's in the cheese land, the land of cheeses. Nope, it's her district that is nuts. They are going 9 weeks off, 2 weeks. Are they going year round? Marshmallow fluff is so yummy. I feel like it would have to be with something. I couldn't just sit there and eat like spoonfuls of fluff. It's bad. Not yet, but moving that way. Yeah. You can't. Wisconsin with all the shitty rednecks who love fighting the rules. I feel like you can interchange Ohio with Wisconsin right there. Yeah. So, Irk, tell me again, does your mother-in-law's district, do her schools have air conditioning? I've been in Texas in August. Hell no. We should send you ours. He sounds perfect for you guys. Sunshine, who's yours again? All schools in Texas have AC as I know of. Ah, okay. Most of my schools don't have air conditioning. Most of the schools in my district don't have air conditioning. So the concept of being in school for a month with no air conditioning makes me want to cry. Have you been in Florida in August and September? Hell no! That ain't stupid. Girl, your cup looks amazing so far. Yes! Sterling, I have a question. I'm so excited about my cup. When do you think I might have it in my hand? Rough estimate, ballpark. Iowa has no AC. It was nuts, yeah. I'd be passing out without AC. We do. With how humid it gets and hot in August, they should not be allowed to have any schools without AC. Yeah. 90 degrees today with 75% humidity. Yeah. So I teach in a... Oh wait, the garage for stream tonight was 92 degrees. It was toasty. What's that noise? So I teach literally in a trailer. My room was built after the school was built, and it's literally a trailer. It's a portable. It looks like a shed. No bathroom, no running water. It's falling apart. However, because of when it was built, they had to put air conditioning in it. Week and a half at the latest, I believe. So maybe somewhere before the 23rd? Maybe not? I'll have to get rest. Have a sweet night, Buation. Bye. What the duck? Yeah. So because they built it after, they had to put air conditioning in my trailer. So I'll teach in the trailer. I'll teach in the crappy room that nobody wants. 'Cause I have air conditioning. So I won't pass out. Have you heard we are past being able to fix the global warming now? It's only going to get worse from here. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so a week and a half. Let's see. Wait, did you say a week and a half at the earliest or the latest? Week and a half at the latest, I believe. Okay. So... I start school on the 23rd. Hold on. So maybe I might have it before school starts. For me. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it would be cool if I do have it then. I mean, if nothing else, it'll be, this month. They estimate that because of the ice melting, the emperor penguins will die off in another 40 or 50 years. But they're really cute. We are going to burn ourselves up on one side and flood ourselves out on the other. Yeah. On that cheery note, I think we need to find somebody to raid. Because I'm now hungry. Gotta go. Thanks for letting me hang out. Now, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful evening. Or day. Whatever it is. It's okay, Sunshine. I just actually have to... I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning. And I am a night owl. And I need to kick my butt into going to bed at a normal time. Because I don't want to. Like, I would stay up until 4 if I could. Every night. That's me. That's not wise. Don't do that. Oh, the cheery part? No worries. Sterling, I don't ask you to go crazy. Just, if it happens, it happens. I'm just excited to get it. Didn't you say you're going to bed half an hour ago? Elise! I feel judged. I feel targeted. Alright, let's see. See if this works. Yes, evil. Evil is right. Well, do you guys want to go to art or a game? Oh, art. Art. Okay. Actually, I know that I always raid her, but it's not often that she does art. But Valora is making some sort of mess. And I'm trying to encourage her to continue her watercolor adventures and to be more comfortable. And more comfortable with making mistakes and just being okay with, because she's doing the whole, like, it has to be perfect thing, and with watercolor, you don't control watercolor. You control everything around watercolor and let watercolor does what it wants to do. So, let's go bug her That, and I think she'll let me raid and run so I can find something to eat. Because I don't think I ate dinner yet. It's only 10:42. It's fine. Don't even try watercolor. You should try it. Try it. What's the worst that can happen? You make a mess. Well, whatever. I made a mess. That's like my whole thing, though. It's like, what's the worst that can happen if you try it? I mean, no one's gonna die. It ain't gonna be bad. It ain't all that. Alright, let me do that. Ow. Let me... Waste of time and material. Okay, let me put it this way. If you are enjoying the process and look at it as a learning opportunity, then it's not a waste. If it's something that you don't want to do, totally different story. Because I know some people who are like, I have no desire to pick up a paintbrush. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But don't let what you feel is lack of talent stop you. I need a ton of tutorials before I can do it. You need to find tutorials before you can do it. Hey, Sunshine, if you hang out here and bug me about wanting to paint with watercolor, I will show you how to do it. Just saying. I can be your art teacher if you want. Except I swear. So there's that. You'll have to get over that. Alright, let's go hang out with Valora.
I don't know, yeah, sewing might not be a great idea, Jadora.
Let's go bug her.
Yeah. Don't put it in the insulation.
So, thank you all for the love, for being here. How do I teach? What?
If you guys wanted to move,
How do I teach what?
cover that. Crafting accident?
How do I... What are you talking about, man? What you talking about?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You know what? Exclamation point YT.
Dogs do plenty of damage.
Oh, how do I teach without swearing? Oh. I say son of a biscuit.
Play catch with red balls.
Sugar. Shut the front door.
Oh. So many dogs.
Alright, y'all.
Turned on tomatoes?
Thank you for everything. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the massive amounts of raids. Not my first thought. Well,
Unless you don't grow anything.
it took a while to come up with the right phrases. So, have a wonderful evening or day or whatever it is. And we're gonna go hang out with Valora. So, love you all. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Oh my god, artsy! Scare the crap out of me. How's it going, artsy? It's a crazy day. Coming in hot. Guys, thank you so much for coming in on the raid. Artsy, thank you for raiding. My name is Valora Plays. I'm a variety streamer, and